Are you good men and true?
Ye, or else we pity that should suffer salvation body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desartless man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George C. Cole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have, I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why I give God thanks and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if I will not stand?
Why, then take no note of him. But let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand where he is bidden, he is not of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk it's most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. You only have a care that your bills be not stolen. Well, you are to call at all alehouses, and bid those that are drunk to get them to bed.
How if will they not?
Why, then let them alone till they are sober. If they make you then not the better answer, you may say they are not the men you look for them.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him, by the virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly by your office you may, but I think that touch pitch you will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself that he is and steal out of your company.
You have been always called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why, then depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying, for the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it bays will never answer a calf when he bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of charge in you. Constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Now, my lady, that I think I cannot.
5 shillings to 1 aunt with any man that knows the statutes. He may stay him. Marry not without the prince be willing, for indeed the watch out to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By lady, I think it be so.
Ha! Ha! Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of weight chances, call me up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night. Come hither.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all go to bed.
One more word, honest neighbors. I pray you, watch about Signor Leonato's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow. There's a great coil tonight. Adio, be vigilant, I beseech. What, Conrad?
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Mass and my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that, and now forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close, then under his penthouse for a drizzle's rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know I have earned of Don John a close 1,000 ducats.
It is possible that thy any villainy should be so dear.
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may have what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet or hat or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean, the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Tush, I may as well say the fool's the fool, but seest thou not what a deformed thief that fashion is?
I know that deformed has been a vile thief this 7 year. All goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vein of the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is, how giddily it turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5:30, sometimes fashioning them like Perrault's soldiers in the Ricci painting, somehow like a Godbell's priests in the old church window, sometimes like the shaven Hercules in the smirched, worm-eaten tapestries, where his codpiece seems as massy as his club.
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou the self-giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of the tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither. But now that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero, she leads me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell his tale vilely. I should tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard by this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made away when Claudio enraged. Swore he would meet her as he was appointed, next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you! In the prince's name, stand!
What?
We have captured ye. Give me your sword.
Call up the right master constable. We have recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known in this commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. Wears a lock.
Masters.
You'll be made bring deformed forth. I warrant you.
Masters?
Never speak. We will charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
We are like to prove a godly commodity, being taken up of these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Well, wake my cousin Beatrice and will her to rise,
I will, lady.
and bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other regato will better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I wear this.
By my troths, it's not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool. Art thou art another, I'll wear none but this.
I like the new tire with an excellency. It is the hair wear a thought browner, and your gowns most wear fashion. Of faith, I see the Duchess of Milan's grown that so praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
By my troths, but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth o' gold and cuts, and laced with silver. See the pearls down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, round underborne with the blourished tinsel. Before a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 aught.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceedingly heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorably in a beggar? Is it not your lord, honorably without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence, a husband. And ban thinking, do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in this heavier for a husband? None. I think it, and it be right husband, my right wife. Otherwise 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Down now, do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tunes, methinks.
Claps into light o' love. That goes without a burden. Do you sing it and I dance it?
Ye light our love with your heels. Then, if your husband have stables enough, you'll see he shall lack no bonds.
Oh, intelligent mate, construction, I scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hi, ho!
Hawk, a horse, or a husband?
For the letter that begins them all, H.
Well, and you be not turned, Turk. There's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool, Tro?
Nothing I, but God sent everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maiden stuffed, there's goody catching a cold of cold.
Oh, God, help me! God, help me! How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not be wit come ye rarely.
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardius Benedicts, and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth. I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You might think purchase that you are in love. Nah, by lady, I am such a fool to think that I have list, nor I have list to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think. If I were to think my heart out of thinking, that you are love of that you will be a love, or that you can see be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And now you may be converted. I know not, but methinks you look into his eyes, and as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madame, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help me to dress, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
I'm malicious, mean and scary. My sneer could curdle dairy.
What would you do with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for it is busy time with me.
Marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Burgess, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help. I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I'm an honest as any man, living that is an old man, and is no huster than I.
Comparatives that are adore, halabras, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor duke's officers. But truly, for my own part, if I were the tedious as king, I could find in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All that tediousness on me.
Yeah, and 'twere 1,000 pound more than 'tis, for I hear as good exclamation on your worship as of any man in the city, and that I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry,
Marry,
sir. Our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, hath taken a couple of ardent knives as any Messina.
A good old man, sir, he will be talking. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said, I faith, neighbor Burgess. Well, God is a good man, an honest man, ride of a horse. One must ride behind, an honest soul. I faith, sir, by my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped, all men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gift that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it to me. I am in great haste. It may appear unto you.
It shall be subjects.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good partner, go, get your Francis Sequel. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are not to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-cum. Only get the learned writers to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.